The next page that we're going to work on in the About Me app is the Favorites view. If you can't figure out how to get to the Favorites view, you can always come up to the chapter book. And inside of the chapter book, you should be able to find the Favorite View page. You can currently see I have that selected and it's highlighted in blue. I'm going to go ahead and close my chapter book and open up my app preview. And this is currently what the Favorites page looks like. So on the Favorites page, you can see that we have a lot of emojis representing some of our favorite things. None of these things were put in by me. This should be what's on your screen as well. It's just what comes default on the app. So I'm going to select some things in the code to help you get started. The first thing I'm going to select is my VStack, just like I did for Home View. Now that I've selected my VStack, I can see that I have a blue outline around everything that's vertically stacked on this page. If I scroll down, you're going to notice that there's way more detail in here than there was in Home View. So we're just going to take this one step at a time and start changing little bits and pieces. So the first thing that we come across in the VStack is some text that says Favorites. And if you were to take a look on the app preview, the very first thing in our VStack is some text that says Favorites. So if I wanted to, I could edit this just like I've edited all my other text. Maybe I like Favorites and I want to leave it, but I just want to add a little more detail to it, so maybe it's now My Favorites instead of just Favorites. And you can see that change has occurred over here. If I wanted, I could select behind font weight bold, hit return to create a new space, and I want to change the color of my text, so I would go .fore and look for foreground color. By default, it's going to show up as .blue. You could always select a different color that matches the theme of your app better by changing it to .green, .black, or whatever it may be. I'm going to keep moving down my VStack, and the next thing I come across is called an H-stack. So an H-stack stands for a horizontal stack where we have things on the same line left and right rather than being vertically stacked like everything we've worked with so far. Now this VStack is very simple. There's only one thing in here, and it's text that says hobbies. So if I wanted, I could keep this the same and show some of my hobbies, or I could change this text to better match me. I've seen students change hobbies to sports, so you're showing your favorite sports with emojis. I've seen students change this to animals or pets, and you're showing all your favorite pets, or you can just leave it hobbies. It's completely up to you. Remember, this is text, so if I wanted, I could easily edit this text. So I can come behind my font, Title II, create a space, and I could do easy things like making this bold. And you can see that hobbies is now showing up in bold. I could add a foreground color, which is going to change the color of my text. So I could change that to blue if I wanted to as well. I could underline this, add padding to it, add a background. All of those things are options if you'd like them to be. Let's keep moving down our VStack though. We can always come back and add more details later. So moving down, I can see that I have a little bit of padding. So that's creating some space around hobbies. And then I come to another H-stack. So it's things that are horizontally stacked together. And in this case, I have 3 pieces of text stacked together horizontally. And they are the bicycle rider emoji, my surfer emoji, and my snowboarder emoji. So you can see my bicyclist, my surfer, and my snowboarder are horizontally stacked in this line. The only details with them are font, and it shows the size. So if I wanted, I could select the size and I could change it. So let's move it up to 80, and you can see that it made it much bigger. So you can change the sizes and adjust the sizes as needed and make it look how you want it to look. So I just went and changed that font back to 48 just to keep everything consistent. So now I would want to tap on the emojis if I don't want them, delete them, and then come to my emoji keyboard to add things back in. Now, one of my favorite hobbies is fishing, so I could insert this fishing emoji. If I can't find what I'm looking for, I do have this search icon in the bottom left where I can type exactly what I'm looking for and it'll show me all of my options. So here are my fishing or fish options that I could put in. So I'm going to go through and quickly change my 3 emojis. All right, so I've put my 3 hobbies in there. Fishing, I love working outside in my garden and my flower beds, and then I also love to camp. Now, if I wanted to, I really could put another emoji in here for my hobby. You can see I have quite a bit of room over here on the right-hand side. So I could come up here behind my last text and create a new space. I could type all of this out that I see here. I'm basically wanting to copy this, but I also could tap, copy, tap, and paste. So I have my text come in. Great. Now let's see if I can do that with my font. So I'm going to tap, copy, tap, paste. Ooh, it's pretty close. It didn't give me the period at the front, but I can always just add that. That's not a big deal. So I'll add the period in. And now I've added a 4th emoji to my screen. I'm going to want to edit that emoji. I don't really want the same one showing up twice, so I could go ahead and put another emoji in there, and I'll just put the bicycler in. I do like to bike. So there are my hobbies, and I was able to customize it and change what they gave me to begin with. So let's keep moving down my VStack and see what else is there. So after my hobbies, I do have a little bit of padding, creating that nice spacing. I have a divider, that's this line that you see running across, and then I have another H stack. So this H stack is just text foods. So here's my foods. Again, I could change this to a different term, a word. It could be pets, sports, anything I'm interested in. You guys know I love food, so I'm going to keep food here. So I'm going to leave this one alone, and I'm going to keep scrolling down. And I just found my H stack that includes my next 3 emojis. So again, I'd want to click on my emojis, delete them, and use my emoji keyboard to come up with something that fits me better. And for me, I think I'm going to go ahead and insert in a burger. The tacos are definitely going to stay for me. I think I'm going to change the sushi. Not that I don't like it, but definitely not one of my top 3 favorite foods. So I think I am also going to add in some spaghetti. I love some spaghetti. So I was able to add in 3 foods that I can call my favorites. All right, the last major thing we need to change on this is going to be the guess my favorite color. So let's keep heading down my VStack. I have some padding that's creating some nice spacing. I have a divider that is this line right here. And I have another H stack, and I'm seeing color.purple, color. This one has some additional details. And then I have color.orange. Well, if I open this up, I can see that I have purple, color.purple, great. Color, well, all these details, I'm guessing they're talking about pink, and then I have color.orange, so that's why it's showing up orange. So the purple and orange are going to be really easy to change. All I'm going to need to do is tap where it says .purple, and I can change it to whatever I'd like. So I'll go .blue, and it should be changing my favorite color to blue. Great. I'm going to skip this middle one and come down to color orange. So let's change that. And we will go, how about green? So we'll add a green in there. Make sure it worked. And now the pink. So in here, we can choose these stock colors like .blue, .black, .green, .red. And then something we haven't got to yet, I can create my own custom colors using hue, saturation, and brightness. Now I'm just not quite ready to do that yet. So I'm gonna grab all this, and I'm going to delete that, and I'm just going to go super simple and do color dot, and then I can pick the color that I'd like. So I'll just add a red in there. So now I have 3 colors that are related to me: red, blue, and green, and I was able to change that in the code. So the one that was right here was a little tricky. I just had to delete some extra information that I didn't need. If you wanted to edit Guess My Favorite Colors, maybe make it bold, maybe change the color of it, change the text of it, well, you can come right down here and see text, Guess My Favorite Colors, Guess My Favorite Colors. So all I would need to do is edit this inside of here to change the text. If I wanted to add some more details like bold, I could come behind the font title and enter that in, and you can see that it just changed to bold for me. So on this page, you have the ability to edit almost everything. We can add a background color to this, just like we did in home view. I could add padding and background colors to any text on this page, my favorites, hobbies, food. I can change the text, I can change emojis, and I can really make this customized to me. So good luck, try your best, and if you come up with any error codes, do your best to debug those while I'm not around.